anybody trip and fall on back-to-back
Me
plays
neither.
and then end up scoring, right, on that same drive?
That was the longest drive of my life, without a doubt. Yeah, I've never had that happen, so I don't know, it was wild.
Was it Royce? Looked like Royce's left foot.
Yeah, I think when we went to the sideline and looked at the iPads, he just was a little too close to, I think, Lucas on his alignment, so his first step was getting in my first step, but I think I can help him get a little bit more away from center on that too, but I think that's something that's a fluke and done with.
What did you draw on? I mean, after a couple stumbles, a sustained 19-play drive, 81 yards, take 10 minutes off the clock.
Yeah.
Sort of get that group, rhythm.
Man, I think just like once you have one bad play, it's like, okay, let's just get a completion. And then we had two bad plays, and it was just like, all right, let's just get a positive play. And I think just taking one play at a time, that's the only way you sustain those types of drives, and got to be hydrated too, because that was a burner. But I just think just one play at a time that kind of just kept it going. And third downs, was that the drive we went for it on fourth down as well? So, I mean, just finding a way to convert when you need to, get to your guys and keep it rolling.
What enables you to shake that? You wind up on your backside twice in a row.
Yeah.
Is it DB mentality, QB version there?
I mean, I didn't really, like, I didn't even know what happened, because I'm like, why am I on the ground once? And then the second time, like, I don't even know what I need to do to fix it. But, I mean, I think we went to gun the next play and got a positive play or whatever, and I don't know. I've never ran into that problem before.
What was supposed to happen on the interception?
Yeah, so we had a Texas route on the right side, and I just think it kind of took a little too long with protection, and I was just trying to get it to him out of his break, and I don't know. We just were on a different page. We'll go and watch it on film, but I just think something with the alignment and kind of where that play was supposed to develop was just out of sync. Just kind of an unlucky thing.
A couple of connections with Malik that looked like you were really on the same page.
Yeah.
Back shoulders, late turnaround throws.
Yeah.
Can you just talk about how you guys connected today?
Yeah, he did a really good job of running his routes and giving me indicators of when he was breaking, so I could get it out before the DB got his eyes around. I mean, on the go ball on the back shoulder, he did a really good job of stacking and holding his line and kind of waiting to the last second. But he's just been in the right spots at the right time. And anytime you get a receiver like that continually gives you good body language, you can let it go before they're breaking.
What do you think you showed the coaching staff today?
I think for me, the thing that I'm most proud of is just that drive that could have went to crap, and it didn't, and we ended up just rolling with it. But I think that kind of just is a testament to kind of how I like to play and just keep on going. Like, I threw a pick, and I'm just going out the next drive, just keep it going. I'm not going to, be gun-shy because something went wrong. So I just want them to know that's how I play, and I'm going to do my best to take care of the football and make plays.
Kurt, you were pretty open with us early in camp about how you didn't expect much opportunity with reps, with playing time, and here you are playing darn near the entire game.
Yeah.
What does it just feel like to be able to have that opportunity come out on the better side of it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm thankful for it. Obviously, it's under a bad circumstance with Jordan dealing with the injury, and this is supposed to be a big preseason for him too. But the same thing goes. I'm ready for my opportunity, and I'm going to keep preparing like I'm the guy, and always be ready and just show that I can operate and do my job.
What did you see from the offensive line?
Felt like early on, we were getting some really good push, and things were good, and we were running the ball pretty effectively, I think, in the first half. I haven't looked at second half numbers and everything. We had a few, obviously, turnovers and some third down, 3 and outs and stuff. But I felt like they did a really good job. Communicated, changing up snap count. They were all pretty dialed in on that.
What did the week as a whole mean for you? Obviously, with the joint practices,
Yeah.
Jordan not practicing, you got a lot of run during the week and today, just the whole week.
Yeah, I think for me, there's nuances of the offense that show up that they don't really come up unless you go through it and you make that mistake, or hey, we actually want you to get a little wider on this path and a little bit, hey, stagger your feet a little more so you can get the ball out quicker on this play. There's just little things that show up that if you're not getting the reps and messing it up, then you don't really know to fix it. And I think for me, I'm a big, I learn by making mistakes, and I try not to make the same mistakes twice. So for me, that really has kind of helped me speed up this week with all of those reps. And that defense, obviously, as you guys saw, they do a lot of different pressure stuff, and that's pretty advanced. So it was good to kind of get that work too, just seeing it all.
Coming off the field, is the feeling that maybe you've given enough on film these past couple of weeks to make the Packers kind of give pause before trying to put you on the practice squad? Do you feel like you played your way on the roster bubble?
Oh, that's a tough question. I mean, I feel like I've done everything that I could. I've felt like I put myself in a pretty good position, but at the end of the day, I know it's a numbers game, and I could play like absolute crap and they need me and I'm on the 53, or I could play really well and they don't need me and I'm on the practice squad. So I kind of ditched that mindset a few years ago and we'll see what happens. But I'm excited with how I played, and obviously there's still more room to grow.
What did they tell you beforehand? Did you know you were going to be playing into the fourth quarter before the game, or?
No, I had no clue. They just said, hey, you're rolling today. That's it. So I try not to ask those questions, because if it's a real game, I'm staying the whole time. So there's no reason to kind of like put it on pause once I get to that point.
Do you believe in positive momentum? I mean, your rollout and your threaded needle to Malik, you got challenged by LaFleur as a catch. Did that lead to your big day? I know after your 2 slips and falls, it did lead to a bad drive, but did that start your day?
I think so. I'm really glad he challenged it, because I was yelling like, hey, challenge that. I'm pretty sure that was a completion. I'm glad he trusted us on that. But I think anytime you can start with a splash, I think it's way better than the alternative, but also not trying to get into that front runner mentality of just start to a fast start and then you can ease off. But I just think it's nice to get into a little bit of a rhythm, especially I've only been here a couple months, just to kind of get in with a new group of guys and get some cohesion.
What's it mean to you to play on this stage, especially with your daughter in attendance?
Yeah, oh, it's so cool. Like being able to see them after the game and how excited she is and stuff, it's really cool. And obviously she doesn't care if I do good or bad, she's just happy to be there and excited to see me. But I think this is something like 5-10 years from now, I'll look back and look at the pictures and be really happy about.
Hey Kurt, what was, we all kind of had an idea you were going to get this opportunity today, obviously. What was last night like for you? What was this morning like for you? It's not like it's your first time at a rodeo, but this was a pretty big opportunity.
Yeah, I think for me, it's always the day before. That's when the anxiety and all that stuff. You just try to stay busy. For me, it's just trying to do things around the house, get laundry done, like stay busy. I can't just sit there and I'll just go crazy. But I think game day for me, like it's getting in here early, getting into my routine early, and as soon as I hit the field, it's all gone. But I think it's just managing up to that point, making sure I'm prepared, know my game plan, know all the different checks and stuff. And I think being prepared takes all of that edge off.
The offensive line was really challenged last week after not getting much push in the run game. What did you see from the guys up front there today?
I thought they did a hell of a job. I know we had some, I think like we didn't have any like crazy long runs, but we had a lot of 5, 6, 7, like we were rolling at a certain point in the game, and I don't know exactly what the depth chart was like, but it felt like we were playing against their ones for a lot of the game. So it was good to see that, like that we can square up with anybody and run the ball. I think it's pretty cool.
Was there anything that Matt or Getsy said to you during this game that you'll remember or settled you down for the series or anything like that?
Well, Getsy's pretty even keeled most of the time. He's just like very much into, hey, do your job. This is what we want. Like this is kind of what we expect, and just go next play. Don't get too high, too low. LaFleur at some point in the game, I don't remember when it was, but he was like, hey man, you're doing a hell of a job. Keep moving the ball. Like seeing him get kind of fired up about how well I was playing at that certain point, it's pretty exciting for me being in my position. So it felt pretty good.
How would you describe the dynamic of the quarterback interaction? You guys are all kind of different places in what you're trying to achieve right now.
Well, I mean, I know my spot. I know my role. Like I know I'm the 3 guy, and I just need to be ready if anything happens. But it's cool to have that dynamic of like I'm on the sideline and Aaron's pointing out stuff on the iPad, like, hey, like this guy messed up. Like that's not on you. Like he pretty much always has my back on stuff, which is pretty cool when we're kind of going back at it on the sideline. But it's honestly the most fun I've had in a quarterback room with this dynamic. Just everybody like knows our role, and at the end of the day, on was it September 12th, like our job as the other guys is to help Aaron prepare as best as he can and do all the stuff behind the scenes. So I think everybody knowing what your job is and what your role is makes it for like really easy, and we can have more fun.
Hey, Kurt, what did Aaron have to say to you during the course of the game? He talked on TV a little bit about you. He's obviously pulling for you. What did he say to you on the sideline?
Shoot, just keep slinging it, and you're doing a good job. Like you're putting the ball in the right spot at the right time. I know we had a few plays that kind of went, like they weren't completions or whatever, but he was like making sure to reassure me, like, hey, that's not on you. Like somebody's got to do something else. And for me, like as the type of player I am, I'm always trying to see what I can do to change. And so it's nice to have a guy like that. Like, no, like they got to do it too. You keep doing what you're doing, and things will progress. So it's nice to have that affirmation once you get back to the sideline from a guy like him.
What was the energy like with Getsy's play calling?
Energy. I mean, it felt pretty normal. He's super clear. Like he talks to you. He gives you like, he's not just calling the play and then you're on your own. Like he'll give you cues and reminders, and it's pretty calming. Like it's, hey, just go do your job. This is all you need. They might do this here. Remember, this is that one play that we have this on. Like just, he gives you good reminders that might slip your mind.
Kurt, I'm not trying to be a smart ass here. Like you said, you know your role. You're the 3 guy. Do you allow yourself to say, hey, I played pretty well today, I'm gonna compete, I'm gonna take an approach of, hey, maybe I can move on the depth chart, or is that not?
That's not in my mind. Like, I know my role, I know my spot, and for me, it's just bringing value whatever way I can. Like, I may not have to touch the field this year, and that's awesome, and we'll follow 12's lead and all that, but if I have to play, I'll be ready, and I'll show that I can do what I can do. But that's way out of my hands, and I'm just here to bring value to everybody else and have a good time in the room.
Any else in person? Sarah, we'll go to Zoom here. Just a heads up, TJ Slayton is available on the Zoom link if anyone needs him. But Sarah, if you want to go ahead on Zoom.
Got just one in here, Aaron Nagler.
Aaron.
Kurt,
What's
how
up?
wide open was your job at the line of scrimmage? Like, did you have the normal can, check with me, 50-50 stuff, and how much did you kind of change things, judging by what you saw on the defensive side?
Yeah, so I think the cans that were like within the plays were pretty wide open. There were a few plays that I would have changed entirely, I think, had it been with a different group and guys that I knew, like, for sure knew the signals and stuff. But I know preseason you're trying not to show everything you guys can do, so we're trying to, like, keep it pretty simple. But I would say besides a few plays that I would have changed, everything was pretty wide open, like changing protections. They brought a lot of stuff, and you saw them at the line of scrimmage having to flip the protection a lot and change things a lot. So protections and different cans from one play to another were pretty wide open.